Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. If you're a crew here, I appreciate your subscribe.
Built the Great Pyramid, don't they?
No, they don't. No, they definitely don't. Archaeologists have attributed it to certain pharaohs, but there's a lot of problems with that. The Great Pyramids, they said they think they're tombs, but there's no evidence they're tombs. They've never found like pharaohs in them, right?
They have burial chambers.
No. Those are different areas. That's not the pyramids. Not the pyramids themselves. The pyramids are so massive. There's 2,300,000 stones.
Yeah, the Great Pyramid was the tallest building on Earth until like 1860, I think.
There's stones that were cut from a quarry that was 500 miles away. They cut obelisks that were like thousands of tons. They moved them through the mountains and got them hundreds of miles away.
And this is what I meant by Cat Williams exposed Joe Rogan. I don't watch the Joe Rogan podcast, only these clips. I go all the way back with Joe Rogan to The Man Show, I believe, on Comedy Central. Joe Rogan's very active. The energy was different when Cat was in the room. Cat did say,
Joe don't want me on there. I need to be on Shannon. Joe got 6 comedians that never been funny. He want to push out. But that's really how it is.
your whole comedy crew is not funny. If you didn't see that, if you didn't see what I saw, that's fine. But we saw it. Wait. This is editing Adonis. Joe Rogan talks a lot. People who are fans of Cat Williams, we didn't come there to listen to you talk. I think a lot of us who are fans of Cat Williams, we appreciate Shannon Sharpe just letting Cat talk, because we want to hear what Cat has to say, which is what we all thought, I know that's what I thought we was getting when we tuned into the Joe Rogan podcast. Like I said, I don't watch Joe Rogan, so I didn't know he just talking interviews about him like Vlad TV. Nah, I want to hear what your guest has to say. But on the note of us not knowing who built the pyramids,
the war is dangerous against the jinns. Watch until the end and share with others. The jinns were born on Earth long before man was created. The jinns are beings born in this sanctuary. They can live several hundred or even thousands of years, and like us, they eat, they sleep, they have families, and even religions. As for human beings, the jinns have free will. That is to say, they can decide to do good like evil. They are free to believe in Allah or to be demigods. Allah sent messengers to the jinns. When the jinns saw them, they warned them. And when the jinns saw the corruption on earth, they killed the messengers sent by Allah.
Lot to unpack here. Who built the pyramids?
They know who built the Great Pyramid, don't they?
No, they don't. No, they definitely don't. Archaeologists have attributed it to certain pharaohs, but there's a lot of problems with that.
The jinn, who was created by God, just like man and angels were on the earth long before man was. No human knows who built the pyramids.
They think that the people who built the pyramids built them way earlier than the conventional dating is. They think there's real evidence that shows they're 9,000, 11,000 years old. Easy.
No people built the pyramids.
No people?
No.
Who built them?
No people built the pyramids. And if you look around the world, you see certain telltale things that let you know that advanced machinery was in usage.
Everyone wants to attribute it to aliens. Now, we just heard the guy say that the jinn can choose to be good jinns or they can choose to be demigods. Maybe some of these jinns was like, yo, I'm all that. I'm a god.
Phenomenal cosmic powers!
Before you attack me in the comments, the reality is you don't know, I don't know, Joe Rogan don't know. So it's speculation from you just like it's speculation from me. And at the end of the day, this is for entertainment purposes only.
And the most evil jinns killed them on earth. Then Allah decided to send his punishment on the jinns. He sent his angels, led by the angel of death, to destroy the evil jinns. Most of them died that day, and the survivors took refuge in the depths of the oceans.
I mean, keep it 100. That's pretty interesting, especially for entertainment purposes.
Now, there was one notable jinn that was very pious. Iblis, being who he was a good jinn. And he started to worship God to the extent, because jinns could fly, see, and jinns could go through many of the heavens. They could go up and down. They didn't have to stay on the earth. They could travel up. It was only when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came that they were trapped within this first universe. This is clear from the Quran. This in Surah Safat you will find this. In Surah Jinn you will find this. That Allah did not allow them to go beyond the first heaven. First heaven meaning the end of this universe. They can't go past that after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam became a prophet.
Sorry, I just had to interject. The Muslims' Bible, the Quran, it talks about there being 7 heavens, and God created the 7 heavens. Only now in the past like 20, 30 years does science know that there's 7 layers to the atmosphere. I don't know if the Bible talks about that. You guys leave it in the comments. I'm just saying, how did those people know that there was 7 that none of us can see? But you want to yell at me, but then you want to go see the sphere.
But before that, they could go above that. So what happened is that on these travels, Iblis proved himself that he was so close to God. And Allah Azza wa Jal then allowed him to get closer and closer to higher and higher basically. And they say in some of these narrations that there was no space in the heavens was left, like no large space was left in the heaven, but Iblis had gone there and he had worshipped God. So he was a very, very, very close, you could say, jinn, servant jinn, however you want to put it, to God. Until then, Allah Azza wa Jal allowed him to come in the company of the angels. And he got the chance to be in the company of the malaika. Allah decided that he's going to send the angels down to the earth and to banish those jinns that had causes a lot of corruption on the earth. So this group was going to come down and they're going to kill many of these jinns that were just out of control. Iblis volunteered that if he can come with the angels to kill these corrupted jinns on the earth, and Allah Azza wa Jal gave him permission. So he came and they killed a lot of these jinns. They left only a few on the earth. And from these few again, the progeny of the jinns would start.
Wow, that's pretty interesting that the Muslims believe that. And then, is it that much different from what the Christians believe? Well, this is what I remember from Sunday school. They didn't tell me all of that. I asked, they told me just shut up and have faith. Oh, there's a woman I see right there with the gray, and or is that a man? Or is that a... I don't know. I'm gonna just leave this here for you to put in the comments what you think about this.
Young Prince wakes up early every morning making breakfast for the hundreds of people staying at her packed Denver motel.
I don't want people to go work for empty stomach.
But this motel is different. The rooms are free. And the guests are all migrants, mainly from Venezuela.
There's a woman. They just asked, where's the women and children at?
I'm financially ready to do this kind of job.
You wanted to help?
Yeah.
This motel is closed, but it is full of people. And residents tell me that there's sometimes 8 people per room, sometimes a dozen. And during the busiest times, more than 25 people per room.
25-year-old Carlos took us into the crowded room that he shares with more than a dozen people, including his wife. There's barely any room to walk. He's worked as a roofer, and when he can't find a job, he washes windshields for tips.
I'd rather work hard outside, he says, because with this, I can make money.
Like Chicago and New York, the migrant surge is driving Denver to the financial breaking point. The Mile High City expects to spend $180 million this year on migrants, forcing the city to cut some services.
We will start to have to greenlight a set of hard decisions about budget reductions.
Prince has received help and donations, but says she's spent more than $300,000 of her own money since October. After the recent deaths of her husband and son, the 73-year-old daughter of North Korean immigrants feels this is her mission.
I thought she looked Korean. She has a very Korean face, but then she looked like she could be mixed, but I don't want to say nothing.
Is helping them helping you?
Yeah.
Get through the loss of your son?
Yes.
But time is running out. She sold the property, and everyone has to leave by the end of the week. Prince says she'd like to lease another property with her own money to help the migrants as long as she can.
And she'll actually get blessings from that. I mean, as a Christian, don't you believe that she's going to get blessings for helping these people out?
Adam Creighton just made the sphere disappear. Atomic City! Como estás?
The deception. That was the sphere I was talking about. It didn't disappear. It's not see-through. Who knows how they did it? What is it, like cameras on the other side? What if they are trying to build something like that around the Earth? What are they even doing out there? The International Space Station. Who even knows? Is that why the price of food is going up? Because they're using all of our tax money to build this thing around the world? Have they already built it around the world? Are they fucking with our heads and there's nothing in the sky? They're just putting bullshit up on the screen.
Y'all remember like a couple years back where this U2 album...
Is this guy listening to a baby inside of the guy's stomach? Because we know men can't have children. That's not the way the Almighty made it. Then look at the guy's necklace. He's wearing a cross. Someone left in my comments saying all this blasphemy against Jesus. Millions of people know this guy. Unless you're listening for a tumor in your son's stomach, who knows what they're... It's just very suggestive.
Band U2 was just put on everybody's iPhones without people's permission. Because the reason I bring this up is that Bono from YouTube has actually apologized for having Apple do this in 2014. While apologizing, he stated that he thought if they added it on everyone's phone, they would reach out and listen to it, but that wasn't the case. Seriously though, this was such a bad idea because I don't even know a YouTube fan under the age of 30.
Let's look at the implications of this. With digital money, can they just charge you for an album you're never gonna listen to? Can they just charge you for services you didn't even want? Is this the beginnings of it we're seeing it now? If it is, it's pretty creepy. If it isn't, yay! Damn, first passport bros, now this. You American women are cooked. Honestly, I don't have a problem with the migrants. She got $9,000 a month and a place to stay? Shoo. Come here, mommy. Te quiero. Sí.
Hey, excuse me? Wait, where you get that from?
Oh.
Where you get that from? That beautiful smile of yours? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, when I see you, you look gorgeous to me. Yeah, what's your name?
Nicole.
Nicole? Well, my name's E.T. Yeah, so you out here working and stuff? Is there any way I get your number?
Oh, no.
Damn. Wow, you got a man?
No.
Oh, you just don't get your number? What about Insta?
Oh, no.
No? Alright, you have a good one. Huh? Am I cooked, Chet?
No, you're not cooked. She's a immigrant. She out here working, trying to get her stacks right. Now, if you was like, yo, listen, and you wasn't playing, she ready though. She ready.
Madonna on the cross. P. Diddy on the cross. Nas on the cross. Da Baby on the cross. Lil Dicky on the cross. Tupac on the cross.
You'll never see Honest Adonis on the cross.
Lady Gaga with a nun outfit on that has an upside down cross. Katy Perry acting like she's burning in flames with a demon behind her with a cross on her chest. Lil Uzi Vert and Playboy Cardi performing on stage with the upside down cross in back of them. Kendrick Lamar with the crown of thorns. SNL pretending to give a lap dance to Jesus. Little Nas X with Satan. Little Nas X with the Satan shoe, where it has the verse Luke 10:18 on it, where it talks about Satan falling like lightning. Megan Thee Stallion pretending to be a demon. How did we get to the point where demon time was cool?
Over time. I think one of the first steps was Paul, the Roman, or as I like to call him, Saul, the counterintelligence operative, told everybody that he had this transformation. Yeah, I used to be a Jewish Roman that Jesus talked against because we was on that bullshit, but
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
now I'm a pastor. I don't know why the Christians bought that. As I've said, I asked this in Sunday school. How is this guy, Paul, transformed? I know he can be forgiven, but as he's writing these letters, he's talking about himself. Y'all should be like me.
Stunting is a habit, get like me. Hey, yo, seen a Chevy with a kid like me.
I said, isn't this very arrogant of him to do this? Arrogance, isn't that the opposite of what Jesus would do? Did this guy, Paul, he didn't even know Jesus? So he knew a guy who knew Jesus? That's what's going on with this guy? You know what they said to me in Sunday school?
Shut the fuck up. Like, yes.
Conversely, every question I asked my Muslim friend, if he didn't know, he said, brother, it's brothers who got more knowledge than me. Let me ask one of those brothers, which blew my mind. What are you're admitting somebody knows more than you, and you're gonna go ask him first?
You on your way. You going to the top. According to World Economic Forum, 85 million jobs will be replaced by AI by 2025. And on top of that, PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, said an estimated 30% of all jobs will be replaced by AI in mid-30s. Goldman Sachs said 300 million jobs are going to be replaced. But a data came out, which is very crazy, breaking down who does AI hurt the most, men or women? Whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asians. Those with a high school diploma, those with bachelors, those with masters, and then what jobs are going to be replaced, what jobs are going to be protected, and then what new skill sets are on the rise. So check this out. According to McKinsey, by 2030, at least 14% of employees globally might need to change their careers due to digitization, robotics, and AI advancements.
That's 6 years, bitches. What you gonna do? Better do something.
So what is Pew Research saying on who's going to be affected by AI? If you look at this chart here, look what it says. What shares of workers are the most exposed to AI in their jobs? So men, 17%. Women, 21%, more than men. Whites, 20%. Blacks, only 15%. Hispanics, only 13%. Asians, highest, 24%. AI is going to impact Asians the most, according to this. Then it goes to education. Less than high school diploma, it's not going to affect you. Why, though, somebody may ask. High school diploma, 12%. Some college, 19%. Look at bachelors. The most educated people who have gone to this school and educational system that we have, that we're going to be all free if we get this degree. They are the ones, 27%, most likely to be impacted by AI.
It's kind of messed up that now we know the Rockefeller family, allegedly, and Carnegie, and allegedly, and all of these people wanted to make a generation of workers and not thinkers. That's why you got to give praise to the Most High. If he gave you the magic glasses. What are the magic glasses?
What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things that they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.
And with the magic glasses, you can see past people being immigrants. You can see them for what they actually are, which is people.
What do you mean the immigrants are getting a check and we're putting them up in places that what? You mean in the homeless people's face?
Right in the homeless people's faces.
Like,
right?
Let us show you what we could have done.
Right.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's not okay as a society.
Now, for my other video, this is what I meant by Cat Williams exposed Joe Rogan. The first clip, Joe Rogan talking with his friend about the pyramids, he was lively, upbeat, telling his friend this and this and that. But with Cat, he's not talking like that as much. He's just not adding to the conversation like he was with his boy. The energy's different. To me, it seems like he's more fascinated by him than engaging with him. Now, I'm not saying it's about race. I'm saying the energy is different. Joe Rogan must be your hero. This is for the people who were saying whatever they were saying. And that's fine if he's your hero. I'm saying Cat Williams' energy was the same as when he was talking with Shannon Sharp. Rogan, his energy was a little bit different. Keep in mind, Cat Williams did say Joe Rogan's whole crew of comedians have never been funny. In the comedy world, those are fighting words. So I know Joe Rogan can karate chop somebody and break their arm. True. Can you break someone's funny bone with comedy? Sure, Joe Rogan can, but can you break it at the level that Cat Williams can? I don't know. To me, it just looked like, as far as comedy, like, I mean, you know, in New York, we got a saying, oh, you got jokes? That's when you start roasting someone. If you don't have jokes, don't start snapping on people. So if a person snaps on you and he's good, he got a lot of jokes, I might just have to fight him. I hope I can fight. That's survival of the fittest. There is no such thing as the runt gets to stand up here. If you not funny, the crowd is gonna let you know you're not funny.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Society we live in now, the crowd is not allowed to let you know, hey, you stupid. We can't let you know that because we'll get canceled. You can't stop a person from laughing. You know my favorite kind of laughter? Off-camera laughter. Off-camera laughter is like Deadpool breaking the fourth wall and looking straight into the camera. You can't even control it. And Joe Rogan, even though he can fight, he can't necessarily make you laugh. These are just my thoughts. That's just what I saw. And other people in my comments, they saw the same thing. That's my crew. What can I say?
Very interesting is that in Genesis 9, after the flood of Noah's day, God says to Noah, go forth, multiply, and replenish the earth. So I asked the rabbis, I said, is this a correct translation when it says go forth, multiply, and replenish the earth? Yes, that's correct. And I said, well, then that means do it again, because re means do it again. Yes, this is correct. If God has destroyed all of mankind with a great flood, and if you want to have people on the earth, you're going to have to replenish the earth. Do it again. But what about in Genesis 1:28 when God is creating Adam, and he says to Adam and Eve, go forth, multiply, and replenish the earth. The word is replenish. And I said, this is the first man and woman. And the rabbi said, no, it was not the first man and woman. He's telling the Adam to replenish the earth. Do it again. Because in Genesis 1:1, it says, in the beginning, the gods created the heavens and the earth. But very interesting, in Genesis 1:2 says, and the earth was without form and void. And the rabbis will tell you, what does that mean? That God creates the earth and it's without form and void? What does that mean? God creates something that has no form and is void. No, it's a mistranslation. The English were great with the King's English. They didn't know that much about Hebrew. Now we know better about the Hebrew language. And so the word in the Genesis 1:2 was tohu vavohu. Tohu vavohu is mistranslated and was without form and void. No, go back and read it correctly. Genesis 1:2 actually says, using the term tohu vavohu, and the earth became a waste and a desolation. Not was without form and void. That means nothing. And it's interesting that in Jeremiah 4, where the prophet Jeremiah says, I was sleeping on my bed and God gave me a vision of the earth. And the earth was filled with beautiful animals and beautiful cities. And there were great structures, but there was no man on the earth. And I said, wait a minute, the earth is filled with beautiful structures and beautiful animals, but there was no man on the earth? That's right. So it says in Jeremiah. Well, then who the hell was here then if it wasn't man?
And that's why I started the video with Joe Rogan admitting nobody knows who built the pyramids. Because maybe the jinns built the pyramids. Again, I don't know. You don't know. But we do have some clues from the Hebrew text in the Torah. And then we got a few more clues when it comes to the Old Testament and parts of the New Testament. Then we have more clues from what knowledge the Muslims have. I mean, it's all speculation anyway. It depends on whatever you want to believe. But I do believe Cat when he said 2024, all truth is going to come out.
I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Period. All of these deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I didn't have no more of these.
Amen, amen.
Gee.
And Jeremiah says, and then I saw tohu vavohu, same word that was used in Genesis 1:2. I saw the earth and it became a waste and a desolation. So what the scripture is actually saying is that the earth was a beautiful paradise of some kind of an incredibly gorgeous and beautiful paradise on the earth many, many hundreds of millions of years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago, who knows, but became a waste and a desolation, which implies that there must have been some kind of a Star Wars.
Not necessarily a Star Wars. Now, if we didn't have what the Muslims know about jinn, we wouldn't really know. That's the dot that I'm connecting. That's what I see. The guy said in the beginning that the angels had to destroy the jinn that was on earth because they was corrupt and walking around like they were gods themselves, which you only think you're a god if you're arrogant. Maybe that's the beautiful stuff that Jeremiah saw in his dream. And then it became a wasteland according to the correct Hebrew translation because God sent the angels to destroy the jinn. That happened because God's will is going to come to fruition and all of these structures are left. Pyramids, different things over here, stuff over there, whatever these things are called, maybe those things are left. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's all for entertainment purposes anyway. It's just a different story. I tell you this, I'd love for somebody to make an AI story of that. I'd watch that all day. Matter of fact, subscribe to the channel. Soon as I get AI video, I'm gonna do that, and it'll be dope.
Now, Iblis is a creation of God. Iblis is a creation of God. Iblis is a jinn. Iblis is made of fire, which the Quran talks again in several places that he's made of fire. But where did Iblis come from? And were there the likes of Iblis before? So the Mufassirun have commented. Again, this is based on those narrations that I talked about earlier. And what Allah Azza wa Jal did is that He created a whole creation of jinns that were on the earth, and they had got taklif. Now what is taklif? Taklif is that God's now given them a responsibility to recognize Him. Now when Allah gives responsibility to creation, He will send messengers. So what Allah did is that He sent jinn messengers. So before there was human messengers, before Adam alayhi salam, who was the first human messenger, there were many jinn messengers that Allah Azza wa Jal sent to them. Now the jinns are made of fire, and the jinns, one of the things they have inside, being fiery is that you're angry and you're hasty, you're fast, you're very powerful. Now the sifat and the qualities that the jinns have between them is that they are in fights, and they are in quabbles, and they are in superiority, and who can prove who's greater. This is one of the nature of the jinns, and they're always in the spirit of challenge. Now there are good jinns. Allah Azza wa Jalla has said that in Surah Jinn itself. He's talked about two different groups of jinns, and He said those who are pious and those who are not pious. Now the ones that were on the earth were both types, and messengers came down. But the messengers in the many numbers were killed by the jinns on the earth. And there was great corruption that prevailed on the earth.
To truly understand demonology, we must turn to Islam and their knowledge of what is known as the jinn. Christianity and Islam both deal with these entities, but Islam delves into much more comprehensive explanations, providing a deeper understanding of the nature, origins, and interactions with these metaphysical beings. In Islam, the concept of the jinn is intricately woven into the religious narrative, and it is prominently featured within the Quran and the scriptures of Islam. The jinn are considered to be a parallel species coexisting alongside humans, but inhabiting a realm beyond normal human perception.
A realm beyond human perception. Is that the multiverse, my nig? I mean, come on, man. These people, they know what the truth is. They just put it in movies to mock us, to fuck with us. Ha ha, I know you stupid motherfucker, and you don't. But if you worship the devil with me, I show it to you. The fucked up part about that is, at the end of the road, you realize, yeah, nigga, it's a hell, you going there.
The jinn possess their own societies, languages, and belief systems. When human beings practice black magic, it is truly the jinn who they are calling on for assistance. And according to Islamic tradition, things such as ghosts and even alien abductions can be explained by the jinn. Islam also has the most advanced practices for fighting and dealing with the jinn.
The most powerful jinn. The most powerful jinns were under the control of the Prophet Suleiman. This jinn is part of the only category of jinn mentioned in the Quran, which is Ifrit.
Suleiman is Solomon. Damn, that's crazy. All these prophets I learned about when I was in Sunday school, Muslims recognize them too. Judaism, they recognize them too. Insane.
They are rare but very powerful. Allah has given us an example of what the elite among them are capable of doing. The story takes place in Jerusalem in a temple of the Prophet Suleiman. The temples of Suleiman are known to be the most incredible since they were built by jinns.
The temple of Solomon was built by jinns? So that just goes back to what I was saying. Maybe we don't know that the jinns didn't build the pyramids. We know no. Matter of fact, Cat Williams said that.
Real speculation is they think that the people who built the pyramids built them way earlier than the conventional dating is. They think there's real evidence that shows they're 9,000, 11,000 years old. Easy.
No people built the pyramids.
No people?
No.
Who built them?
I know people built the pyramids. And if you look around the world, you see certain telltale things that let you know that advanced machinery was in usage. Look, this whole thing where slaves are stronger people is a fallacy. We like to believe that slaves are stronger. Slaves are weaker because they don't eat the right food and they live a terrible life. Your slave population is not smarter and better condition unless you're enslaving the Jews.
They stopped thinking that quite a while ago. They think it was actually skilled labor because of the way they were eating. They found what their camps were, where their food was. They ate like very good food. So they think they were actually skilled labor, but also probably forced skilled labor. But that's probably not the people who built it. That's probably the people that were working on it. That's probably the people that worked in the village or in the city.
How many companies have done renovations on the White House? None of them have done enough renovation that they can claim it's their White House. So, yes, thousands of years worth of people were there. But that doesn't have anything to do with the building of it.
Who do you think built it?
Well, understand, we know enough now to understand that this was a complex. This was not...
right.
We've been led to believe that this is how much they worshipped their dead bodies.
Right.
But the evidence doesn't show any of that.
No, it doesn't.
Like when you see inside, when they have those intricate carvings and paintings and stuff in gold and stuff, you have to remember this is in a windowless room, folks. There's no candle soot. There's no... It's clearly a power plant and built specifically for that location.
Allah gave him the miracle of being able to control the jinns. He could punish them if he had to. Suleiman was waiting for the arrival of the Queen of Sheba to invite her to Islam and tell her about Allah. He made an assembly with his army and jinns and humans and went to ask a simple question. Who can bring me the throne of the Queen of Sheba before she arrives? Ahuevo, who had knowledge of the magnitude of Suleiman's throne, still said concerning the Queen of Sheba that she has a big throne. An Ifrit among the jinn said, I will bring it to you before you get up from your seat. I am strong and trustworthy. By this he implies that Suleiman releases him from his grip to enable him to accomplish this task. This jinn is capable of crossing the Arabian Peninsula carrying a gigantic throne in milliseconds. The Ifrits are the most powerful of the jinn.
I don't know if Christians believe this, but I know Muslims believe this. Certain jinns, and I guess this particular one, can travel at the speed of light. I think they believe that. I think I heard somebody else say that. I was like messing with this Muslim girl one time, which is strange. I should have married her, man. I mean, I love my wife now. Man, you know when you're young, I was like, whatever, bitch. And anyway, I think I remember her telling me some stuff like that.
Many scholars claim that Ifrits have the ability to teleport and transform matter into energy and retransform it back into matter. This is how this jinn carried the throne of the Queen of Sheba. That's the end of this episode.
But hey, that's all I got for you today. Tune in again. We're going to do it again.